Are you going to be coming to the States? You've got,
with this album.
you've got an album.
Yes,
You're
hopefully.
still kicking, man. I love it. You got Sonics in the Soul,
Yeah,
and that's coming out September. But
yeah.
you're starting to play some shows, and actually, I was looking at the set list. You're playing a number of songs from this album.
Yeah, it's been quite amazing because pre-COVID, we did 11 shows and we had a single out then called Got to Get Better and Destination Zero, the B-side, which I think's better. Um, we did about 11 shows and we had a West Coast tour booked for March. And then they announced the COVID thing in February. So that kind of got cancelled. And then, of course, we've all done the 2 years of the COVID business or the isolation of the year or 2 years or whatever. So that's put it back a bit. But we've been doing shows over here. And I thought to keep the relevance of the Buzzcocks, you don't just want to be doing the old classic stuff, even though we do quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do the new stuff. So we've actually got 3 songs in the set at the moment. And sometimes on the encore, if there's time, we'll put another extra one in. So 4 new songs off of new albums, quite good going. And it's been received really well. It kind of fits in with all the other stuff. And not many can do that. Normally, when you announce a new song, people go, it's time to go to the bar,
Yeah.
But these songs are good and work, and it seems like the Buzzcocks now, if you see what I mean. So it feels better for me and feels like it gives it some relevance to actually keep moving forward with the stuff, So we just did a big festival at the weekend and people loved it, And I thought, and a lot of these shows we were doing, I thought, none of these guys have heard any of these new songs, They've heard the single, obviously, they get that now. But there were 2 songs in the set, and sometimes the extra one we do, they've not heard, and they've been going down really well, which is kind of really heartening,
Mm.
Which shows that, and actually, they're like real highlights of the set now in a way. So that's a kind of good test, I think. It's kind of, if the new songs are working, we're going in the right direction somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So recording them, do you feel like, okay, do you feel like we need to, would Pete Shelley like this? Is this something Pete would say? Is this, is this Buzzcocks worthy? I mean, what was your criteria for putting out songs and, making sure that it is a Buzzcock song?
It probably says a lot of shit. No, I'm pretty sure. You've got to remember, me and Pete were together 43 years. I was devastated when he died. He actually came into the last couple of shows we did just before he died. He said to me, I'm thinking of retiring, you carry on. So it's almost like he was passing me the baton. I said, you ain't going nowhere. We got things to do.
Right.
Sadly, he died. And, it was, the first year was very heartbreaking and very tough to deal with, And it kind of still is, because he was like my brother and kind of drinking partner or whatever, socially. He wasn't just like a member of a group or something. So we exchanged a lot. And we exchanged a lot on the records, like Everybody's Happy Nowadays, that's my riff. I always said to him, take that riff away, it's half a song, That's how it worked with us with stuff. And he sang my song Promises. I said, that was a political song about the government. You put a verse in and made it a love song. What are you doing? So, we had those kind of interaction things. But suddenly it was COVID and the lockdown. And I thought, I better, there's nothing else to do. Might as well start working on an album. And I couldn't listen to any Buzzcocks record. If I heard Pete's voice, it'd break my heart. I'd be in tears, bits. Like, whoa, I can't. It was too raw. But I remembered elements of what we do, not having played on every Buzzcocks record and stuff. So I thought, I'll bring some of that with me and try and take it a little bit forward, And because think some ways it's like a bridge album. Because I always said to people, we need to go. I want to go in different areas, which we kind of did. When you think of songs like "Why Can't I Touch It," which was my groove, by the way, and songs like "Autonomy," this I was trying to push it in different areas rather than just the linear, straight ahead ones. So there was that, and I think on some levels this is a little bit internal because of the lockdown. I want to get a little bit internal with this album as well, not just outwardly point. And so there was all them things. With the singles, Senses Out of Control, halfway through writing the album, I kind of, I, I had a flashback to when we started, the first day we started at the first rehearsal. And I thought, that'll never happen again. What an amazing journey we've had and that. So, Sense Out of Control, I wanted to make it a bit like, with a little flavour of Spiral Scratch and a little bit of love for all the guys that were in the band then and how we started. So halfway through the album, I thought, let's make a song like at the beginning. So that was one element of it. And then we went on, there's a song called Manchester Rain, which will be the next single. And I was doing a show in Manchester, and it was pouring with rain, and I was just about to go in the stage door, and there's these young kids there and saying, "Steve, can you sign this for me?" Now? And I looked at them, and they said, "We're starting a band," and I thought that was me 40 years ago,
Yeah.
with all your hopes and dreams and all this, or what am I going to do with my life? All that kind of stuff, all them fundamental questions, and then somehow that song Manchester Rain came up, So I thought that was me, standing in the Manchester rain. But it could be any rain. It could be Milwaukee rain. It could be.
Doesn't sound as romantic.
Yeah.
So who 40 years ago would you have been waiting to see at the door?
Well, it's a metaphorical rain, really. It's just standing in that when the world's against you, or you're 20 years old, or you're 18, and you're wondering what you're going to do in life and what you're going to do, And you see folks all getting married, having kids, and going, "Well, I'm not sure about that." I think somebody's selling me a dream. I don't want to join it right now. All that kind of thing. It's like where you're going to fit in life. So I think that's really, it's an important thing how we find ourselves in the end, or at least tolerate some kind of life that, we can get by with, But it's all them things. You have the hopes and dreams, or you kind of thinking of, and it wasn't about, that song's not about being successful in music or something. It's just about finding yourself, hence getting back to your soul and getting back to Plato, going, what is this stuff inside that we can't explain?